What's going on everyone, Ollelito back here with a brand new video on the channel. Today guys, I will be teaching you how you finish in this year's game now, because we're very late into the game cycle. Of course I will do a similar video in FC25 about this, but I was like, I can actually try to help you guys in terms of finishing, because I know a lot of you guys are struggling. So I will show you a few tips and tricks, what you should use, and in terms of the game cycle, what's the most effective way to score in general. So let's just jump into today's video. So step number one in terms of becoming better at finishing is to go into the training pitch and just shoot a lot of shots. You will find angles, but I will also tell you that kind of angles you want to use. So we have Mbappe here, for example. Mbappe doesn't have any playstyles right now on the card at the moment, so I will just try to show you the angles. So shooting far post in this year's game is very effective. So when we come in this kind of sequence here, we just want to shoot as far as we possibly can get. So once again, we go into this angle, we want to shoot far post. Will almost 8 out of 10 times go in, I think. If you manage to green time this, like this, it will mostly go in if you manage to find this kind of far post angle. And it's very effective. You don't really need to have the best kind of, angle, but you just shoot far post and you almost score in this year's game. So step number two, if you manage to come from the left wing and you have a right-footed player, I would always advise you guys to either take a finesse far post, basically the same as we talked about in the first step, but you always want to shoot far post with your players. So for example, once again, Mbappe coming here, I just take an easy finesse shot around the keeper, and that's by far the most effective way. You perform a finesse shot by pressing down R1 and then circle on your controller, and if you can green time it, of course, green timing will always hide the percentage of scoring, but if you can't, finessing from these kind of angles with a right-footed player is totally fine. And of course, if you come from the right with a left-footed player, it will be the opposite. So step number three then is going to be, if you come from the right wing with a right-footed player, always holding L2 and shoot far post will make you perform a trivela shot, which is an outside of the foot shot. So you do this by pressing down L2 and then circle on your controller, but be aware, because if you're not powering up the bar enough, it will become a skill shot like this, for example. Now, so I just tap the shooting button, that will become a skill shot. So you need to have over 3 bars or 2.5 bars to perform this trivela. So if you see, look at the bar, I almost had 3 bars there, it will perform a trivela shot. And the trivela shot is, in my opinion, the most effective way of scoring in this year's game. So if you manage to get into this position with a right-footed player, this is always what you need to use. Goes in every goddamn time. Step number 4. If you're in a 1v1 situation and coming very close to the keeper, I would once again always advise you guys to go down the far post. But if you realize that you're too close to the keeper, the thing you can do is to perform a ball roll. You basically just need to use your stick and press it either left or right to perform a ball roll. So for example here, when I'm coming close to the keeper, I do a ball roll away from him and an open net. So that's a very good and effective way to beat the keeper. Once again, I can show you, just ball roll, and this will work, I think, 8 out of 10 times. I mean, the keeper always goes down to ground. In general, it's very easy to, beat the keeper in this year's game. So just once again, ball roll around the keeper when you're coming close, and you beat the keeper and have an open net. So a small pro tip to be able to, score more chances when you're in 1v1 situations. Obviously, ball roll very good, but if you want to be more, closer to a pro player, you can always perform the La Croqueta shot, which is basically you perform a La Croqueta by also pressing either your stick right or to the left to perform a ball roll, but you're holding L1 at the same time. So basically when you're coming close to the keeper, he's coming out, I do a ball roll around him. As I said, once again, it will not work every time when you come in 1v1, but once again, ball roll, and then holding L1 makes me perform a La Croqueta, and I'm able to beat the keeper. So you basically do a Croqueta into a shot, and I would say 8 out of 10 times. It also works from different angles. It doesn't need to be, coming straight to the keeper. When we wait for the keeper to come out, I can also perform it from like the right-hand side. You see, beating the keeper. Then, of course, Mbappe misses the open net here, but you get what I mean. It's just a simple way of beating the keeper in this year's game. So we are at the moment actually looking back on our Division Rivals game in Division 2 currently, and this is one of the finishes that I was talking about in the first kind of tip. When I get into this spot with Nico Williams, you always want to aim to the far post in this sequence. So this sequence, I have a very open net. There's no center back here that can do an auto block, and I mean, with Nico Williams, with his left foot might not be the best, but he still manages to shoot his far post and score to make it 2-0 with a green time shot as well, which, as I said before, will, you know, higher the percentage of scoring. So once again, performing a roulette, very, very good skill move, and then shooting far post, very, very good finish by Nico Williams. So in the background, we play actually versus, I mean, Portugal's best player, I would say, in Tuga. And once again here, this was kind of the the shot that I was talking about before in this kind of, you know, secret pro tip. You know, I'm coming close to the keeper. If I'm performing a ball roll here, I don't think the keeper goes down to ground, but we managed to perform the La Croqueta shot. You see the keeper goes down to ground. We actually shoot inside the La Croqueta, which beats the keeper. So once again, we find a very, very good pass to our CM. First time pass to Mbappe. I don't really have the angle here to shoot, so I just do a La Croqueta shot around the keeper to be able to, you know, get him down to ground and have an easy finish. So get this into your arsenal and you will score a lot more 1v1s in this year's game, especially from a pretty bad angle like this as well. So this is going to be another clip, and this is going to be where I'm playing foot with Stokes in a practice game, so it doesn't mean anything, but obviously I think he's one of the best attackers in this year's game, so I wanted to highlight how he actually finishes in this attack. So as you see here, he gets into Vinicius Jr. Here he gets into R9. I think if he performs a finesse shot here, especially with the new R9 that has finesse shot plus, I mean, I think he scores. But the thing is, he doesn't have R9 at this point that has the finesse shot plus. As you can't see, unfortunately, at the bottom right, I can see, but it's the 95 R9. But the thing he does, he's opening up a very, very good step over here to be able to get it into R9's left foot. But the thing he does here is he knows that the far post shot is really, really effective, especially if you green times it. He green times it to perfection and is able to score. So once again, we're going to roll the clip without me pausing. You will see how he performs and lines up the angle for the shot. So here he could have taken a shot. He lines up the angle with the left foot once again and is, I mean, putting it down into the back of the net. I don't think he scores this if he doesn't time it, but he times it to perfection. As I said, once again, lines it up with the left foot. Shooting far post with a normal shot in this year's game is the most effective way of scoring at the moment. So we're losing against Stokes 3-0 here in his practice games. He's playing really, really well, but once again, we get into this angle where we have a shooting opportunity. You see how much the keeper steps automatically. Stokes doesn't move the keeper here. It's just the AI keeper moving so goddamn near to the first post, so the far post will always be open. Once again, I don't even green time this shot, but it flies into the back of the net because the keeper is in no man's land because of the AI's positioning. So once again, if you get into a chance like this inside the box, shoot far post. It will most likely go in, but the main thing is if your opponent starts to move the keeper, that's when it gets hard, because then you, obviously it's mind games. But if the opponent doesn't move the keeper, always make sure to shoot far post just like this, and you will score many, many, many more goals. So I wanted to highlight one more chance where I decided to go far post, and it's going to be inside the box against a very, very good pro player in Danny Hulk. Yeah, in general, you know, I just get into these positions a lot, and I was like, okay, I need to show you guys this. So once again here, very, very good nutmeg pass here to R9. Once again, finishing in the far post with a green time finish. You don't need to finesse it. You don't need to hold in L2 here. Just shoot a normal shot, far post. And I mean, I think this goes in 99 out of 100 times without even being timed. But as I said, once again, the efficiency becomes a lot higher when you green time the shot. So once again, we get into this position here, far post all the time, as you see, flies in to the back of the net. And the last tip for this video will be, if your striker manages to have the finesse shot plus, zoom in on that playstyle because we need to see it. If your striker now late in the game cycle, a lot of guys or players that you play with at the moment have this playstyle, make sure to every goddamn time shoot a finesse inside the box, because when you're inside the box and your player has the finesse shot plus, it will fly into the back of the net. Always use it when you're inside the box because it will become so much easier and you will score so many more goals because of it, because the finesse is so much better when they actually have the finesse shot plus, especially in gold. Can also be easier with white, but if they have it in gold, yeah, thank me later, you will score so many more goals in this year's game. Thank you so much for watching. If you love these types of tutorials, let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to smash a like on this video. As always, stay safe, stay humble, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for the support recently. Bye bye.